This is Yaro Kubrin. Good morning, Thursday, January 4th, here on High at 9 News. My article today, ruling delayed in case over medical marijuana advertising. A Pulaski County Circuit judge said in an order recently that he wants more information about the basis for state rules prohibiting medical marijuana cultivators from advertising their product to the public before ruling on whether the prohibition is unconstitutional. Saying he is loath to act on an incomplete record, Judge Morgan Chip Welsh, in an order December 27th, gave the state and the plaintiffs in a lawsuit challenging the rules 90 days to gather information on the reason for the restrictions. He ordered a new hearing in the case for May 21st. The lawsuit was filed by Good Day Farms, a Pine Bluff medical marijuana cultivator, and Capital City Medicinals, a Little Rock dispensary, over laws the General Assembly passed regarding regulating medical marijuana. In June, Welsh declared 27 laws regulating medical marijuana in Arkansas void and unconstitutional, saying the state legislature had overstepped its authority. The judge deferred ruling whether the state can regulate the medical marijuana's industry abilities to advertise. In 2016, the voters approved Amendment 98, legalizing medical marijuana in Arkansas. And since then, the Department of Finance and Administration, which oversees the medical marijuana industry, crafted regulations on how dispensaries and cultivators can advertise their products. A cultivator, such as Good Day Farms, is not allowed to advertise through any public medium or means designed to market its products to the public. In a December 7th hearing, Gary Martz, an attorney for Good Day Farms, argued that the First Amendment gives medical marijuana companies the right to market their products. Good Day Farms argues that they are cultivators. Their advertising is aimed at medical marijuana businesses, not the general public, something Martz likened to the ambiguous ads from Anheuser-Busch, which mostly sells its beer to licensed retailers and bars, not directly to consumers. The state has argued state regulations should be allowed to place tight regulations on advertising for medical marijuana products, given that the drug is illegal under federal law. Attorneys for the state also said the government has an interest in preventing medical marijuana products from being advertised to children. So let me kick this off before I ask this esteemed panel of participants what they think. I covered an article last week that also was about this notion that state regulations could bar advertising for cannabis products, completely bar them. And so the challenge that I have is multifaceted. The first is, I don't know how the state gets to argue that because medical marijuana products are illegal under federal law, that somehow gives them a lane to prevent the advertising, because they are acknowledging that they have a state program that is inconsistent with federal law. So I don't think you get to eat your cake and have it too. The second thing is that I don't know of any other businesses that aren't allowed to advertise at all. The third thing is, under medicine, there are regulations around how certain medicines can be marketed, but zero marketing seems awfully draconian. Also, I'm not sure how these companies are supposed to get the word out. Are they supposed to send smoke signals? Because if they can't get the word out, they can't create commerce. And if they can't get medical products to medical patients, why have a medical program at all if you're going to tie the shoelaces of the participants together and then ask them to run a foot race? I feel like there's a theme here, which is that we see a lot of programs that are stood up, and the regulations and the sub-rules within those regulations are so onerous that they're not really feasible. But states and municipalities can say, well, we have a program, we're participating. But if the rules within your program are so ridiculous, you don't have a program. What you have is chaos. What you have is a lack of coherent policy. And what you also have is a lack of opportunity for patients to access cannabis as medicine. This is Yaro Kubrin, High at 9 News, Thursday morning. What do you guys think?
It's commercial speech, which is viewed differently than regular speech. Still, the First Amendment applies to commercial speech. And a complete ban, I think, is a tough one. And the argument that it's illegal under federal law somehow preempts the state from being able to do anything here, I think that's nonsense. It's been tried a lot of places that being illegal under federal law doesn't stop you from doing things under state law. And right now, you get inundated on television with drugs. These are prescription drugs. I mean, these are controlled substances, and they're all over the goddamn TV. Your kids can watch it. Okay, so the idea that somehow we don't want the children to watch this when it's double speak. I mean, you go into a grocery store and the kids, I mean, I've taken my grandchildren to go get Christmas stuff recently, and right behind them is the liquor aisle. So there's so much double speak here that I think they're in trouble. Is give us your rationale, your understanding, because I think they're going to apply a higher level of scrutiny. You've got to tell us why we're going to prevent people from having free speech rights. And I hope the government loses this. We need someone to ring a bell, especially like what's this, Arkansas, which is, I don't want to crap on Arkansas, but it ain't the leading legal state in the nation. If somebody there goes, no, this is unconstitutional, I think it's going to ring across the industry. And it ain't gummies being marketed to little children. This is an industry that needs commercial speech to it.
I 100% agree with you, and I would challenge any conservative that is behind this bill that they are not a true conservative, because they are trying to ban free speech as well. And so I would challenge them on that. That is just not appropriate. It's not appropriate from either side.
I think that I'm sorry, Jay.
Go ahead.
You know what? Him just reading the story, you could just sit there and the writing is on the wall. You know what I mean? Like, rules for thee, but not for me. Mm-hmm. And I wanna segue over, and I'm pretty sure Rico is going to be able to back me up on this, but it's a common conspiracy within the black community that these so-called rappers are basically working for the prison industries, they're working for the pharmaceutical industries, because you could literally put on a rap record right now and hear all type of designer drugs. See how they try to make it nice and flashy? It's a designer drug, and they're allowing you to promote a set or whatever. I don't even say the name of these pills, but they're allowing you to do this, knowing that the pharmaceutical industry is creating them. They're making them, so they're making hand over fist. But the last thing they really want you to do is talk about a plant you can grow in your house naturally that will help you with pretty much everything that them poison pills are not helping you with, but they're supposed to.
Yeah, you're right. And you're right on, Tony, with that. And I would say in today's world, there are way more weed rappers than ever has been in the history of hip hop music. Why don't we ever hear them? We never hear them on mainstream radio.
No, but you'll hear anything about a pharmaceutical pill. You'll hear it all day.
I mean, let's just use lean. Just lean alone. You know what I mean? Don't even have to go into any pills. Just lean alone.
Right. Double cup love. You the one I lean on.
They have a whole song. Molly Percocet.
Yeah.
Molly. They have a whole song.
Yeah. Molly Percocet. Molly. That should go hard though.